Stop wasting money on garden sprays. 3 cheap kitchen ingredients that actually protect your garden. Peak Agro Seeds. Have you ever walked into your garden in the morning only to find leaves covered with holes, white powder spreading across your plants, or entire stems crawling with tiny insects? It can be frustrating, especially after spending weeks caring for your vegetables and flowers. Many gardeners immediately head to the garden center and spend $20, $30, or even $50 on specialty sprays and pesticides. But here's something many experienced gardeners have known for years. Some of the most effective solutions can already be sitting inside your kitchen. Today, we're going to cover 3 of the most common garden problems that almost every home gardener in America faces: slugs, powdery mildew, and aphids. More importantly, you'll learn affordable methods that can help reduce these problems without filling your garden with unnecessary chemicals. We'll also discuss when these methods work, when they don't, common mistakes people make, and one important upgrade that many gardeners overlook. Stay until the end because the final tip can help protect your soil while making your plants even healthier over time. Let's get started. Why expensive isn't always better. One of the biggest myths in gardening is believing that expensive products automatically produce better results. If you've ever compared the ingredient labels on commercial fungicides or insect sprays, you'll notice that many rely on simple scientific principles. Companies often combine active ingredients with wetting agents, stabilizers, preservatives, fragrances, and colorful packaging. For a home vegetable garden, you don't always need all of those extras. Simple household ingredients can often perform surprisingly well when used correctly. The important part isn't just what you use, it's understanding how and why it works. Gardening success comes from knowledge more than expensive products. Let's begin with one of the most destructive nighttime garden pests. Problem 1. Slugs. If you've ever gone to bed with perfectly healthy lettuce and woken up to leaves full of holes, chances are slugs visited your garden overnight. Unlike many insects, slugs prefer cool, damp conditions. They're especially active after rain, during humid evenings, or whenever your garden stays wet for long periods. Young seedlings are one of their favorite meals because the tender leaves are easy to chew. By the time you notice damage, the slugs have usually disappeared and are hiding under mulch, rocks, boards, flower pots, or dense vegetation. Fortunately, you don't always need chemical slug pellets. A simple dry barrier around your plants can make a huge difference, creating a dry protective barrier. Slugs survive because their bodies remain covered in moisture. When they travel across dry, absorbent materials, they begin losing that moisture rapidly. This makes crossing the barrier uncomfortable and often prevents them from reaching your plants. 2 common materials work well: baking soda, fine wood ash from untreated natural firewood. Apply a thin, continuous ring around vulnerable plants. The barrier doesn't need to be thick. The important part is making sure there are no gaps where slugs can crawl through. This works especially well around lettuce, spinach, cabbage, kale, hostas, young flowers, newly transplanted vegetables. Mistakes gardeners make. Many people sprinkle the material randomly throughout the garden. That usually wastes product without creating an effective barrier. Others apply it before heavy rain. Rain quickly dissolves baking soda and washes away wood ash. Whenever rainfall occurs or you water heavily overhead, inspect the barrier and refresh it if necessary. Also remember that barriers work best as prevention. If slugs are already hiding beneath your mulch, remove their hiding places first before creating the protective ring. Reducing moisture and improving airflow around plants also helps discourage slug activity. Problem 2. Powdery mildew. Now let's move to another problem that appears almost every growing season. Powdery mildew. Unlike many diseases that require constant wet leaves, powdery mildew often develops during warm days followed by cool evenings. You first notice tiny white spots that almost look like flour dusted across the leaves. Many gardeners ignore these early signs. Unfortunately, the fungus spreads rapidly. Soon entire leaves become coated in white growth. Plants lose vigor. Photosynthesis decreases. Growth slows. Fruit production may decline. The earlier you act, the easier this disease is to manage. A simple homemade spray, One popular homemade solution uses ingredients found in nearly every kitchen. You'll need 1 gallon of clean water, 1 tablespoon of baking soda, 1 tablespoon of light vegetable oil, a few drops of liquid dish soap. Mix everything thoroughly until well blended. Each ingredient serves a purpose. The baking soda changes the surface environment on the leaf, making it much less favorable for fungal growth. The vegetable oil helps improve coverage. The dish soap acts as a surfactant. Instead of water-forming beads that roll off smooth leaves, the solution spreads evenly across the leaf surface. This allows better contact with affected areas. Coverage matters just as much as the ingredients themselves. Correct spraying technique. Many people spray only the tops of leaves. That isn't enough. Powdery mildew spores often develop underneath leaves and in dense plant canopies. Spray both sides. Reach into the center of the plant. Lightly coat stems as well. You don't want the solution dripping everywhere. A thin, even coating works best. Consistency matters more than soaking the plant once. Monitor your plants regularly and repeat applications as needed whenever favorable conditions return. Best time to spray. Never spray during the hottest part of the afternoon. Bright sunlight combined with oil-based sprays may stress sensitive leaves. Instead, spray early morning or late evening. These cooler conditions allow better coverage while reducing unnecessary plant stress. Avoid spraying immediately before rain because much of your mixture could wash away before it has time to work. Always check the weather forecast first. Always perform a test first. Every garden is different. Different vegetables, flowers, herbs, and ornamental plants may respond differently. Before treating your entire garden, spray only a few leaves. Wait 24 hours. Watch for any signs of leaf spotting, discoloration, or sensitivity. If everything looks healthy, continue treating the remaining plants. This small precaution can prevent accidental damage. Professional growers test products all the time. Home gardeners should do the same. Problem 3. Aphids. Now let's discuss another common visitor. Aphids. These tiny insects multiply incredibly fast. 1 week you may notice only a handful. A week later hundreds can cover new growth. They gather on tender shoots, flower buds, and the undersides of leaves. Using their needle-like mouthparts, they suck plant sap. As they feed, leaves curl. Growth slows. New shoots become distorted. Flower production may decline. They also produce a sticky substance called honeydew. Honeydew attracts ants and encourages black sooty mold to grow across leaves. Ignoring aphids early often creates several additional problems later. Homemade aphid contact spray. The same mixture you prepared for powdery mildew can also help manage aphids. Because aphids have soft bodies protected by a thin, waxy coating, proper contact can disrupt that protective layer. That's why complete coverage is important. Aim carefully beneath leaves where aphids often hide. Spray new growth. Treat stems. Repeat applications if new colonies appear. Keep monitoring your plants because aphids reproduce quickly. One treatment rarely solves the entire problem. Persistence usually wins. Encourage nature to help. Not every insect in your garden is harmful. Many are actually working for you. Ladybugs, lacewings, hoverflies, and tiny parasitic wasps feed on aphids naturally. Avoid spraying beneficial insects whenever possible. If you see large numbers of ladybugs already feeding, consider waiting before applying any treatment. Creating a healthy garden ecosystem often reduces pest problems naturally over time. Planting flowers such as dill, fennel, alyssum, and yarrow can attract beneficial insects throughout the growing season. Nature often provides its own pest control if we give it the opportunity. One important long-term upgrade. Now let's discuss an improvement many experienced gardeners recommend. Regular baking soda contains sodium. Small amounts occasionally aren't usually a problem. However, repeated heavy use over long periods can gradually contribute sodium to your soil. Too much sodium isn't ideal for healthy plant growth. An excellent alternative is potassium bicarbonate. It performs a similar role for managing fungal diseases while adding potassium instead of sodium. Potassium is one of the essential nutrients plants need for strong stems, improved flowering, healthier fruit production, and overall vigor. Instead of potentially contributing unwanted salts, you're providing something plants can actually use. Many gardeners eventually switch to potassium bicarbonate for routine disease management because of this advantage. Prevention is always easier than treatment. Whether you're dealing with slugs, mildew, or aphids, prevention almost always requires less effort than trying to eliminate a major infestation. Walk through your garden several times each week. Look underneath leaves. Inspect new growth. Remove damaged foliage. Water consistently. Improve airflow by spacing plants properly. Clean up fallen plant debris. Healthy plants naturally resist pests and diseases better than stressed plants. Think of gardening as routine maintenance rather than emergency repairs. Small actions taken regularly often prevent much larger problems later. Common gardening mistakes. Before we finish, here are several mistakes that cause these methods to fail. Number 1. Applying treatments only after severe damage appears. Early intervention always produces better results. Number 2. Skipping regular inspections. Most pests start small before becoming major infestations. Number 3. Spraying during hot sunny afternoons. This can stress plants unnecessarily. Number 4. Using stronger mixtures than recommended. More isn't always better. Excessively concentrated mixtures may damage sensitive plants. Number 5. Expecting one application to solve every problem. Gardening requires consistency, regular observation, and repeated maintenance. The best gardens aren't necessarily maintained.